This is the Iowa Weather Report for Monday, April 20th, 2015. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run at 1 p.m. this afternoon. Big upper level feature beginning to pull out to the Great Lakes in eastern Canada, but it'll be very slow to move out. So that'll bring a couple of clouds, in fact a lot of clouds across our northern and northeastern counties, and maybe a slight chance of some rain showers there as well. But most of the precipitation will be across the Great Lakes and pretty much along the eastern seaboard down into the Gulf Coast. Highs today will be mainly from about the upper 40s northeast to near 60s south and west, where there will be some sunshine. Tuesday looks to be about a repeat of today. A couple of clouds and maybe a very isolated shower, mainly in our far northeastern counties or in Minnesota, Wisconsin. Otherwise, mostly sunny to partly sunny skies with readings in the 50s and 60s, and that'll be the same case here on Wednesday, as there'll be a bit more sunshine across the state here on Wednesday and even into the first half of Thursday as well, with readings in the 50s and 60s across the state. Now here on Thursday, we have another storm system approaching from the west, so clouds could be on the increase late in the day, especially in our western counties, but it should remain dry at least during the daylight hours. And then late Thursday night into Friday, a system moves in, and this could bring us some widespread rain, maybe a rumble of thunder. Now yesterday we had the timing was on Saturday. Today this run is on Friday, so the timing may be a bit off still, so we'll have to wait and see. And then as we go into Saturday, the beginning of the weekend, that system is well off to our east, and it looks to be partly to mostly sunny for Saturday across the state, with readings in the 50s and 60s for the most part. And then as we go into Sunday, a weak disturbance could move through that could bring an isolated shower around. There'll be a lot more clouds around, highs in the 50s to near 60. If we get more sunshine, we could see more 60s. Otherwise, those 50s and lower 60s are possible. Going into next Monday, we have this trough over the east, a trough moving into the north and west, a bit of a flat ridge across the plain states, but pretty much zonal from the Pacific, and then kind of weaving up, going up and down across the eastern seaboard. See quite a bit of cold air across the east, with rain and maybe very high elevation snow, especially in the New England states, and a system moving into the northwest with some rain and mountain snow there as well. And temperatures seasonal around here. Going into the extended period and into the month of May. This is May Day, May 1st. System over New England, another system moving into the Intermountain West. Pretty much a west to east flow at this point, so looks to be mainly seasonal temperatures. Bit of precipitation along the eastern seaboard across the Gulf Coast and across the west. Looks to be mainly dry around here, but timing this out this far in advance is still up in the air, so we'll have to wait and see. But it does look to be that the temperatures look to be seasonal. Going into the end of the forecast on May the 5th, we have a system moving through the Great Lakes. Another one in the northeast Pacific, off the west coast of Canada. Otherwise, zonal, meaning it's pretty much going to be the same. Seasonal weather, storm system departing the state at that point well off to our east, with readings likely in the 60s to lower and middle 70s at that point, but we have plenty of time to watch it and plenty of time for it to change as well. Satellite image from last evening, a big swirling low across the middle part of the country moving into the east with lines of clouds and showers and thunderstorms. And while in the west, a couple of high clouds and a couple of storms out in California early last evening. Watch warning map from last evening as well. Flash flood watches across the mid-Atlantic states up into the northeast. A tornado watch was in effect at that point for the early morning hours. Some frost and freeze issues in the Texas, Oklahoma Panhandle, into Kansas, and some red flag warnings in the northern plains, where they're not going to get a lot of precipitation, as you'll see, with the rainfall between now and Friday evening at 7 o'clock showing most of this rain fell last evening, so very little around here, with the heaviest over the east and across the south.